lovelies, hi, it's Emmy. Welcome back to another You Made What, where I make fun and interesting recipes. So the inspiration for today's You Made What was something I found on the internet and I posted on my social medias. There are cakes, but they're not actually cakes. They're salads that look like cakes. And I believe it was in Nagoya, this little cafe, and this woman wanted to make healthy versions of cakes. And I'll put the link down below to the original post that inspired all of this. And then I asked you guys on Facebook if you wanted me to make it, and I got an overwhelming response, yes. So here we are today. And if you like these kind of crazy recipes, be sure to subscribe for more making. All right, so let's go in the kitchen so I can show you how I made these beautiful cakes. So we're going to begin with a bunch of beautiful vegetables, anything with bright, beautiful colors. Next, we're going to prep our beautiful vegetables, and I find with carrots, I like to cut off a little bit so it doesn't wiggle around, and then slice really thinly, about the thickness of a coin. To make green onion curls, finely slice your green onions lengthwise into really small, thin strips, and then put them in a bowl of ice water. And similarly with a carrot, you're going to take a vegetable peeler and shave really thin curls and place these in ice water as well. Now that we have our veggies prepped, we're going to move on to the sauces or frosting. So to a stand mixture, you're going to add 1 8-ounce package of softened cream cheese and beat that really well until there are no lumps and it's nice and creamy. Next, you're going to add 8 ounces or 1 cup of sour cream and mix that as well. So take your sour cream and cream cheese mixture and divide it into 3 bowls. Take one of those bowls and add some instant ranch dressing mix and stir that in, and that will be the flavoring for our cakes. Next, we're going to make the pink frosting and just take some cooked beets. I just found these in the produce department. If you can't find these, you certainly can roast beets on your own. And grate them using a really fine grater. I'm using a microplane until you get about 2 tablespoons of grated beet pulp. Then add the grated beets to one of the bowls of cream cheese and sour cream until it gets to the pink color that you desire. Finally, you're going to need some circles of bread, and to use a ring mold, I used a large tin of tuna fish in which I cut out the top and the bottom, and I had some sharp edges, so I used some metal duct tape to get rid of the sharpness, and just use some sliced white bread to cut out some circles of bread. So now that we have everything prepped, now we can assemble. Begin by adding a layer of bread inside your ring mold and covering that with a layer of the ranch flavored frosting. Next, you're just going to layer up your vegetables. Next, we're going to top off the vegetables with another layer of bread that's been slathered with more ranch frosting. Press everything down and carefully remove the ring. So before you frost the cake, it might be a good idea to add a little bit of parchment paper underneath the cake, and that will keep your plate nice and tidy. Then frost the whole thing with the plain flavored cream cheese and sour cream mixture. Now it's time to make everything look beautiful, and we're going to cover the outside of the cake with a ring of yellow and orange carrots. And for our final garnish, we're going to top the cake with our carrot and green onion curls. Now that we're finished, we can remove the parchment paper, and there you have it, a beautiful vegetable cake. So for our pink cake, we're starting with the same base, essentially a vegetable sandwich, and we're going to use our pink frosting to cover the entire cake, again using the parchment to keep our plate tidy. Once everything's frosted, we can use a little bit of thyme to garnish the perimeter of the cake, and we're going to finish this one with a nice pile of green onion curls right on top. There you go! I decided to make a mini version of these cakes because I thought it would be a little bit more accessible and I wouldn't get too overwhelmed with the whole baking stuff and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to cut these because I think they turned out so beautifully, but we must give this a taste. I'm curious to see how this slices up. So sadly it doesn't slice all that well, so you can't really see the inside. So that's something to work on. Oh well, can't always win. All right, so let's give this a taste. Get a little bit of everything. Itadakimasu. And it actually tastes really good. It tastes just like a salad, nice and crunchy with all the carrots and cabbage. And the ranch dressing in there makes it delicious. Creamy, garlicky, and ranchy. I love it. If you don't have ranch dressing mix where you live, you could try using onion mix or any kind of like soup mix. And the white bread works really well as kind of a bread. All right, so let's try the other one. This one slices a little bit better. This one, I decided to put a 3rd layer in there to give it a little more structural integrity. There we go. You actually kind of get a slice with that one. I've used cooked beets in the past to make a natural frosting, and I loved it. And in my experience, it doesn't really have much of a taste. Itadakimasu. It's delicious. It's nice and ranchy again. This one's a little bit doughier because there's an added layer of bread, but you still have the nice crunch of the cabbage and carrot in there. You don't taste the beets in case you don't like them. And both of these cakes have a little bit of green onion, which give it a little bit of onion brightness. Delicious. That bite had some thyme in it, which is really bright and herbal. I would definitely order this if I was in a cafe, and I would definitely make it. But be forewarned, if you decide to make this recipe, it is pretty tedious and meticulous because there are a lot of components and a lot of steps, but your efforts are definitely worth it because you end up with something beautiful and delicious. All right, so that was my take on Japanese vegetable cakes. Please let me know in the comments below if there are any fun discoveries or recipes that you'd like me to try. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope you guys learned something. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I shall see you in my next video. Toodaloo, take care, bye.